My name is Chris Larson. I'm an attorney here at Halverson Law. Today I'm going to be briefly speaking about the process of obtaining an interest in a company with a marijuana license. Previously I spoke about the actual process to obtain a license, whether via assumption of a marijuana license or by purchasing an interest in a company holding a marijuana license. But today is more about the actual process of working with the LCB and what's required of you once the contract is signed. Depending on whether you're assuming a license or purchasing an interest in an existing business, the paperwork to start this process is slightly different. But beyond that, the first step in the ongoing process is virtually the same. The first thing that will happen is the LCB will contact either yourself or the seller to conduct an initial interview. This is exactly as it sounds. It's the initial contact to ensure that you can meet the state requirements. They will talk with you about your residency, where did you get the money, do you have the funds to purchase your interest in the marijuana business, a little bit about your criminal background, and they'll just give you an overview of the entire process. It's worth noting that once the contract is signed and the documents are submitted to the LCB, this process can take anywhere from 4 to 6 to even 8 or 12 weeks. Very rarely does it occur in less than 4 weeks, and depending on the information and the complexity of the transaction, it can certainly take many more than that 4 to 6 weeks. During the initial interview, the LCB licensing specialist will obtain certain information and thereafter will compile a DocuSign packet, which will thereafter be sent to you and anyone else that you're conducting the purchase with, where they will request certain information to ensure that you meet the state requirements. This will include a residential history request, a financial history request, a criminal background check, which also includes you submitting fingerprints, and depending on the transaction, they may also ask for information regarding the structure of your entity and how you plan to operate the marijuana license. Submitting this information is really the key in moving this process forward. They want to ensure that you are a resident of the state of Washington, that you have the financial means not only to purchase the license per your contract, but also operate the license, and then ensuring that you have the criminal background history that's going to allow you to meet the state requirements. One of the most important aspects of this is being truthful on the information. You are ultimately the responsible party. You are the one who has to answer the questions from the LCB licensing specialist. You have to have the residency requirements, the financial history, and the criminal history that's requested and required by the state of Washington. This is not information that can be deferred or provided on behalf of somebody else. Even as attorneys, we're somewhat limited in the contact that we're able to have with the LCB. While we can answer questions and assist with the documentation, ultimately as the applicant who becomes the licensee, you're the party that's responsible for submitting and answering the LCB questions. Once you've submitted the requested DocuSign information, the packet is forwarded to the specialist supervisor who will then ensure that everything is provided. Should there be any questions, which is very common, the supervisor will send it back to the specialist and you will be contacted for more information. Sometimes this includes clarifying your residential history, financial history, criminal history. There's a whole host of reasons that the LCB may come back and request more information, but it's an extremely common practice that we see in just about every application. Once the specialist is satisfied and all information has been obtained, the common next step is having it forwarded to enforcement who will conduct the final inspection. Now the final inspection is more about the actual premises or site of the marijuana license. Enforcement may come out and ensure that the security system, the cameras, and other various aspects of the licensed premises are in place. But the other important key is enforcement's contact with you as the applicant and soon-to-be new licensee to ensure that you understand what your responsibilities are. Again, they want to make sure that you know what the rules and requirements are, such that if there's any issue, they can discuss them with you and unfortunately hold you accountable for them. Once enforcement signs off on the final inspection, once they determine that everything is in place and that you've met the requirements, the final step is administrative. It gets sent back to the supervisor, who ensures that the packet is complete and thereafter provides you a letter of approving your application to be a marijuana licensee. Thank you for watching this video today. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel where we can provide more information. Thank you.